Hello, welcome to the madness that is my craft room today. I have been working on this project all day. I kid you not, all day. It started with a video from Susan Campfield, and I thought I am going to make that. Only Susan works in US letter size. We work in A4 metric size. So yeah, I've been tweaking and working it out all day, but don't worry, I have done it for you. So I haven't made the cards yet. I've made a prototype, but I will show you. Now look, go to my email. If you would like the project sheets for this, you will get a supply list and you will get the cutting guide. Now, I have tweaked the absolute you-know-what out of this, so it's going to work for our size. Now, I will show you the prototype. It doesn't look very much because it's all in the same colour, and I just did it just to make sure it would work. But, yeah, we'll get there. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And we're going to make two at once. Now I've cut everything out. I've also done the die cutting. This is basically, I'm going to show you how to cut this, and these are the items that you need. Yours obviously won't have a hole in it. When I printed it, that was the only paper in the printer. But anyway, I digress. Request this and you will have it in your hot little hands as soon as I can get it to you. But I want to show you how to cut your A4 sheet. Now, the idea is you print out that supply list, and you can print this out and keep this for reference, for future reference. But you really do need to watch this video maybe again when it's time to make it. But I'm not actually going to cut this, but I'm going to show you the way I cut it. Okay, so here's our A4. Now, I hope my little trimmer can fit in here. So we have our A4. Now, I'm making two, so I cut two out of two different colours, and I'm going to interchange them, and you'll see as we go along. Now, this could be a bit of a lengthy video, so yep, fast forward the bits that you don't need to see. So A4, we're going to turn it on its short side, and we're going to cut this. Now, I'm not actually going to cut this because this is my template. We're going to cut this at, let me just stand up and make sure that you can see this, because I've got so much stuff on my desk. It's not funny. You talk about your craftermath. This is it. Okay, so we're going to cut this at 14.5. Now, normally we cut our cards at 14.85, and then we score them at 10.5. But this is a little bit different. I wanted to get everything out of this one sheet of A4 that I possibly could. And so, as I said, I've spent all day tweaking and fine-tuning this, and this is the end product. And I'll bet any money there's an easier way, because I never do it the easy way. Anyway, so we're turning our A4 to the shorter side. We're not cutting the longer side yet. We're cutting it at the shorter side. We're popping it in at 14.5. And that is centimetres, 14.5 centimetres. We're going to cut that piece, and then we will have two pieces. So we will have this piece, and we're now going to score that. And everything's on this little piece here that you need to know. So we're going to pop this in here like this. We're going to score it first at 10.5. So I've got it there at 10.5, scoring that. moving it across to 18.5, scoring, and then across to 24 and scoring. Now you will have this piece with the 3 scores in it. Now I hope, I'm not sure you can see that, but I will show you a little bit better, hopefully as we get going. This is just the cutting guide. I'm not sure if you could see that. I think we're in for a storm, guys, so if you hear some banging and crashing, it's probably himself upstairs. So now you've got this strip here. So we have this one long strip left over. So we're going to turn this and we're going to cut it at 29 centimetres. Now literally that is your wastage, that little bit there. So we're going to cut that to that length, and then we're going to turn it and cut it at 3.25, and then we'll put those two together and cut them at 14.5. So you end up with 4 pieces out of this strip that was left over after we've cut it down to 29 centimetres. You have 4 pieces that are 14.5 in length and 3.25 in width. And now this is where I get to put this away, because I have done all of that and I have also done some other bits and pieces. So I saw this card. Susan Campfield is a genius when it comes to making really lovely fun folds and things like that. So if you do get the opportunity, go and have a look at her YouTube channel, please. It'll be worth it, except for the confusion with the measurements, but you know, there's always a way around that. Now I've got so much stuff here. Just bear with me while I get it all out, because I want to show you what I've done. Now, if I were to put these back together, you will see how the layout was. So I shall do that with the Starry Sky. I'm using Starry Sky and I'm using Very Vanilla. So I have, I don't know what I've done with the last one. Oh dear, it's here somewhere. I hope. How can you lose it when you just had it? You know, I put this thing up on my Facebook page, like, if blank, here it is. If blank was an Olympic sport, I'd take the gold. It'd be losing stuff. If it's not my take your pick. Anyway, look, here we go. This is how they've ended up, okay? So if I put them back together, you will see that I've chopped off that little bit there. I've scored that as per the instructions. I've cut these as per the instructions, and now I have actually embossed them. Now, I have done that with exactly the same thing with the Very Vanilla. Now, fortunately, just to save a bit of time, those 4 panels actually fit into the time-worn type 3D embossing folder. So that's a time saver. I originally did it with one of our smaller ones. Can't remember which one I did it with, but I did it with one of these smaller ones. And as you can see, you can only fit 3 in at a time. So you've got to run it through twice, 2 at a time, or 3 plus 1. So I thought, oh, that's a bit silly. Let's save some time here. And it's beautiful. Why wouldn't you use it? So that's how I embossed those. So there's those 4. Now, remember the other day we did an homage to Connie Stewart's flashcards? Well, I just wanted to show you that if you did cut up some of your flashcards, you could use them for the cards we're going to make today. So you would die cut your things out in the middle, and you would still be able to use your flashcards for another project because we're just cutting out of the middle. But I've already done all of that. But I just wanted to show you, I just wanted to remind you of that video, and you can get the measurements if you email me and request Connie Stewart's flashcards Aussie measurements. I'm quite happy to send them to you. So that's what I've done. I've already done all of that, so I'm going to pop all of that away and we'll get on to this card. So we have our 2 card bases and we have our panels. That's all we've done so far. Now you will need a bone folder for this, and we're going to fold them, going to just fold them as they are, as they come. So folding this one, give it a really good fold. Now I'm a member of a printing family, and I still don't know the proper way to use a bone folder. I asked my husband the other day and he said, whatever way makes it easy. Which was, okay, I'll just do it my way then. Could be the wrong way. Just saying, if it is, let me know. I never know whether you're supposed to do it like perpendicular or flat. But anyway, you got it from the printer's mouth. He doesn't know. So, okay. So now we have this configuration of a card. So I'm going to do that to both of them. And we're going to make 2 at the same time. And only because I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be really fun to, what's the word I'm looking for? Interchange the pieces. So here we go. Okie dokie. So we've got these folds like this. So now you've got a mountain fold, a valley fold, and a mountain fold. Okay. Mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold. So now this is where the interaction happens. And of course these pieces could be designer series paper. They don't have to be the offcuts. You can use those offcuts for something else and just use the designer series papers. But I'm going to show you how this is going to go together. Okay, very, very simple. These are all the same size, so very hard to make a mistake with this. So let's open this out first, and I like to use liquid glue because these are embossed. So yeah, sometimes you just need that added extra liquid glue. If you want to know about my little homemade glue holder, there is a video in my library, so go and have a look. So I just put that right up against the edges. Okay, so I've buttered that up on those 3 sides up against the edges. Now the next one is going to be the one that's inside the card. The only thing you need to watch is with this one, the text actually does have a direction, so just be careful. Everything else is okay. So just a little bit of glue. And again, I did the same thing. Buttered that up against those 3 sides. Sometimes it's easier to stand the card up, although that wasn't very easy for you to see. But sometimes it's just easier to do it that way. So now we've got one on the inside, one on the outside. We're going to put one on the front here. And luckily I've cut everything out, otherwise we would literally be here all day. Now just eyeball that. If you're really pedantic, you could measure that, but you're going to have a border of the coordinating colour either side. So again, top and bottom. And then the last one is going to be in here, because when you stand this up, you are going to see that. So that's what I used that one for. So very quickly, I guess it wouldn't matter if people noticed that you put your text up the wrong way. You could just say you were being artistic. So you don't really see that one until the card itself is standing up. Okay, so that's that one. Now we will do it in the opposite way. Now I'm just going to give this one a really good fold because it wants to spring up all the time. Okay, now I guess you could do these. I mean, it is a bit of a tricky card to do if you wanted to do it in multiples. I guess it could be done. You could just spend one day just cutting everything out and then do the rest of it. Piecemeal. Nope, that's the way it goes. Now, mine is slightly, very, 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 very slightly different to Susan's because, yeah, I had to do a few things to make it a little bit different, but it's neither here nor there, really. It's basically Susan's design. So we have one on the, what did I do with that? There it is. One on the outside and then one on the front. So this is what I meant by standing it up on the desk and getting that level. You do have a little bit of time to move that with the liquid glue. Okay, where is it? Yep, that's right. Okay. And we're just going to do the same thing, just basically eyeball that. Now you could do this with several different colours and really mix and match them. As I said, these pieces could be just designer series paper, which would be even lovelier. You'd skip the step where you embossed it. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. Now, this card is requires an insert. So what I did was I've already cut a piece that will go inside there, and I will stamp that and put that in there as we go along. But with the cream one, yes, you don't need that because it's cream inside. So just a thought about that one. Okay, now the bits and pieces, what we have here. Let me show you. And I've got a tricky trick to show you, a really tricky trick. So what I did was I just stamped from Miriam Bright. I stamped "'Tis the Season" for the front of the card. And in the middle, I will stamp "Wishing you a season of hope and light." But I'm using these beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous dies. These handcrafted ones. Aren't they lovely? So basically, I just did a cream one and a starry sky one, but I've made two in the gold. So we'll get those put together just so that they're dry and we can do the rest of it. Oh, and you do need also, out of your scraps that you're die cutting, one piece for each card in a coordinating colour. I think it's 1.5, it's 5 centimetres, and I'm pretty sure that's 1.5. Let me just check. 1.5 centimetres. 5 centimetres by 1.5. Yeah. And this is where the tricky bit comes in. So we'll do all of this gluing and we'll get this going. That's the die. We don't need that anymore. So we need to put some glue on the back. Now this is going to go fit like that. Okay, so that is the front. So I only just put some glue on the very smallest pieces of this. This has got holes in it. This has got holes in it. So literally just a little tiny dab of glue. Oh, and that was probably too much, that one there. That'll be the culprit. So I've just laid that on there like that and just lined it up. The good thing about this is that the gold looks really, really good with both the cream and the starry sky. Now I'm going to pop that down there and I'm going to put a heavy block on that just to let it dry. Now I'll do the same with this one. So just a little drop. Remember the old Brill cream ad? A little dab will do ya? Yeah, a little tiny dab will do ya here. I can hear the wind. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but yep, it's coming up, blowing a gale. We were meant to have, like in excess of 30 degrees, like 36, 38, something like that, something ridiculously hot. And yeah, I'm happy to say that that didn't happen because I really don't like the hot weather. Okay, now that is on there too. I'm going to pop that under there as well, just till the glue dries. Now we have our little sentiments. Now I used the let me check the supply list. The Nested Essentials dies for the sentiment. So everything's on the supply list, trust me. So I wanted to pop that up. So I'm going to put that on some dimensionals. I'm just going to use the big ones. And then we'll pop that up. One in the middle, I think. So we'll turn that over. And yeah, it's a long weekend here, and we started daylight savings at about 3 o'clock this morning. So yeah, we're going to have extended daylight, which some might think that's great. I burn in about 5 minutes, so yeah, I'm not sure. Plus it takes me about 6 months to get used to daylight savings. My body clock just does not like it. And then it's over. And then I've got to go back to normal. So I'm just putting those on there. I'm just having a look at that. It's not straight. So if you don't press that down, you can actually pull that back up again. That looks a bit better. So we'll do the second one. So yeah, daylight savings. You know summer's on its way when the clocks go forward. I don't know how the farmers cope. If you're a farmer, let me know how you go with daylight savings. Right, I think, does that look okay? And yes, these are both the same. I could have done the reverse of them, but I thought, why bother? Why, when I can do that? Okay, now these hopefully are dry. They don't take very long to dry. So we've got these little bits, and now here is the mechanism. Now, I was trying to figure out, Susan actually used a little die of a circle. Now, not everybody might have that, but I'm pretty sure everybody's got a hole punch, like a stationary type hole punch or whatever. And to figure out how to do a bigger circle, because I've only got a small hole, I came up with this ingenious idea. I mean, it's ingenious, even if I do say so myself. Okay, so I just got a dark marker and I just went around the lid, just on the side. Don't wreck your markers. It's just the water-based ones, Stamp and Write markers. And then I just pretended it was like a stamp, and I just placed it down, did a bit of a twirl or something, and look, how cute is that? So I'm just going to clean that because I don't want that all over me. And basically that's all I used that for. But anyway, there you go. So now I'm going to show you what I did with my little hole punch. So I put the two of them together because obviously I wouldn't be able to see the dark marker on the dark cardstock. Now I've got two different kinds of hole punches here. I'm going to show you on both of them. This is probably the standard one that everybody's got. I don't know how long I've had this for, but I'll do half of it. Well, actually, I'll do it all. I'll do one. I'll start once. Now I can see the line there. Can you see the line inside there? Look, I'll just move it around again. And you just want to go on the line and just punch out your first hole. Now, I would just go round, all the way around with this little one, but I want to show you, not everybody's got one of those because I've had this for donkey's years, but pretty much everybody's got one of these 2-hole punches. So we're not using both of them, but you can turn it upside down and you can still see through that. Now, I hope I've got this at the right angle. Now, you're just going to munch little pieces out of it all the way around because we want a bigger hole. And it's like nibbling little holes in it. And it doesn't have to be perfectly round, but I will advise you to take some of these little serration edges off because it might impede our mechanism. But look, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Near enough is good enough. Now, you'll probably be able to see that one better, but that's good enough. And this is what we're going to do, okay? Now, this is the tricky bit. You want to lay your card out, and I was going to put the cream ornament onto the blue background, and you want to figure out where that is going to sit in order to be able to swing. Now, you can chop this off. In fact, I might even chop that off. I didn't on the other one. But you might want to chop that off. So we will. So just using your snips, just follow the edge of the die around. Look, nobody would know that that wasn't supposed to be like that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is whatever background I'm using, okay, whatever background I'm using the same mechanism colour, just so that it's not so noticeable. And I'll show you what I mean, okay? I'm going to do both of these, so never fear. So what I wanted to do was put this about there and probably about 1/2 inch from the top, I reckon. About 1/2 inch from the top. And he's going to swing like a pendulum down here. But what I wanted to do was just glue him onto there first. So if I just pop my mini dimensional, if I can find one, here's one. If I just pop my mini dimensional in there now, I know that that's where he's got to go. So I want to glue this bit on here, but I don't want it to show through, okay? So I probably want it about there. So I'm just going to glue that on. But I want to snip it off first. Let's just see again. Let's just see. We want him to swing free. So we want to attach that about there. So just get a pencil. Of course I can't find that little white one, so I'll just use this one. So about there, I want to glue that onto there. So that's going to go on like that. And look, it doesn't matter if you can see these little bits because it's going to be behind that, but you really don't want it to be behind there. So I just want to turn this over and snip this off about there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on now. I know where my mark is, so I'm just going to glue just like that. Now you want to make sure you've got this like reasonably even. Just go up a smidge so you can't see that. And just hold that for a second. I think I put too much glue on that, of course. So he's going to swing from there. Right. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. So I want to find where I want this to swing from. And I reckon it is about half an inch, something like that. So pop my little mini dimensional in there. Just like that. And now I'm going to work out where I want him to hang. Oh, was I going to cut that one off? I don't think I will cut that one off. I'll leave this one on here so you can see what it looks like. How's that? So he's going to be there and that's going to be there. So little mark just there. That's where I'm going to glue that on. Now, I don't want this to show through again. So once I've glued this on here, I can just snip that off, or you can do it first. You can tell that this is only the second time I've made this card, can't you? Because, yeah. Anyway, it turns out to be a really nice card. So all of this palaver really doesn't matter, does it? So we'll put some glue on there. We won't go quite so crazy this time. And we will pop that on there like that. Just make sure that's straight. And we're up to the same thing now. We need to put some dimensionals on the back of this, but we don't need one in the middle. So we'll just put one in each corner. Do the large ones. And because the small one is going to stick to the back of that. But you can put one at the top if you wish. So let's do that. And we'll do the same here. One in each corner. And one at the top. One at the top. Now, get your correct one for your correct one happening there, and pop him there. Take that off, take these off. Oh, dear, oh dear. And with him over there like that, now it doesn't matter where it is positioned, as long as it's over there, you can pop your message on. And that's it. And so he will swing and sway. And on this one we're going to put an insert. On the other one we don't need an insert. So we'll just do exactly the same thing, just so that you can see it happening again. So we'll take these off first. We'll have this one all ready to go. Oops. Yeah, Susan Campfield, very, very smart when it comes to making these beautiful cards. So yeah, do go and have a look at her channel, please. Yeah, and if there's ever anything you like and you're not sure how to create it into our metric sizes, yeah, send me an email and I'll see if I can do it for you. Okay, so one has the ring on it and one doesn't. So you can decide whether you want to do that one way or the other. Now, of course, I was going to put some embellishments on it, and I've got these beautiful, beautiful, I love these. This is a new package, and I've just about, I think I've used the other package because I couldn't even find it. They're the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. Now you get 2 sizes. No, you get 3 sizes. I was wrong again. But I just wanted to put something on this. You know, what's Christmas? It's sparkly, isn't it? So let's just see. We might even put them on our beautiful ornament, because normally they are so jewel encrusted, aren't they? So I'm just putting one in between each of those. These are the small ones. Look at that. How beautiful are they? We might just put a small one here and a medium one here, with a small one next to it. And there we are. Now I'll put it on the other one as well. And you can tell me which one you prefer, whether you prefer the dark ornament or the cream ornament. And let me know what you think, firstly, of Susan's creation, because it's unbelievable. It's really, really a gorgeous card. But let me know if you think I've done justice to it. So we'll change those around now. We'll put that one up there like that. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts, really would. And please don't forget, email me if you want the project sheet and the cutting guide. I know it was a bit hard to go through it. Oh, let's do the insert. Let's do the insert. So I was going to stamp this one on the cream insert. Oops, I nearly forgot. Let's just pop that one out of the way because we know what's going to happen. Oops. And this is the Brightest Glow stamp set, and it's in the annual catalogue because it's carried over from last year. So it's in the annual catalogue, and just hopefully that's straight down and straight up. And on the cream card, we can stamp it straight into the centre of the card. So I'll pop the insert in the other one. I'll just stamp this one here like this. Wishing you a season of hope and light. Isn't that lovely? So there's that one. And we'll just pop our insert into this one and they're finished. Oops, if I can pick it up. Again, you don't need a lot of glue for this. And I thought I might put that over as far as I could so that there is just a little bit of the blue peeking out between the two. Just like that, just to differentiate it. What do you think? Let me know, please, in the comments. Send me an email requesting the project sheet for Susan Campfield's beautiful swinging card. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.